Hi there. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison. So glad you could be with us on this finally Friday. I don't know about you, but I've been trying so hard to keep up with what's going on with the weather. And I, unfortunately, even after 2 hours of a morning show talking about weather, I still forget some of the details. Meteorologist Candace Campos is a little under the weather, and we have meteorologist Jonathan Keggis here saving the morning for us. Good morning, Jonathan.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. No, I'm just hoping Candace feels better for
Yeah,
sure. How are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm just, I was saying that it's hard for me to sort of remember what's happening every day because it's just like a mixed bag.
Look, I know a guy that knows a lot about the weather, and it's still hard to keep up with it. I mean, it's literally changing every day. You wake
Yeah.
up and it's muggy outside, and the next morning you literally need all the layers. So
Yeah.
no, I mean it's kind of hard.
Okay.
Weather app for those that are watching don't have it. It's a great tool to check it before you head outside. Of course, New 6 Mornings too. You can get it, but I mean, as you mentioned, Bridget, it's just all over the place this
It
week.
is. And so right now, I mean, I know when I walked out, it was damp, but it's like, so do we need the rain gear if we're getting ready to head out now, or what? I don't know.
Yeah, keep it handy. These are just gonna be some light showers. That's the warmer air kind of pushing in our warm front, and as that happens, it brings in that extra moisture. So today is gonna be pretty warm. 70s coming our way today, with that opportunity, especially for the first half of the day for a shower. Now on the back end of that, we're gonna increase rain chances just a little bit with the cold front side of things. So again, warm just to see that blast of cold. So right now, it actually feels pretty nice. You mentioned it is damp, so it has that kind of ugly feel out there. But compared to where we've been in terms of the temperatures being in the 30s and 40s, we're back to the 50s for most of us. Now, today, we'll take this 73 in Orlando this afternoon. We're at 70 in Ocala, 70 degrees almost for us in Palm Coast. So warm today out ahead of it. But that is right there. There's our big Arctic front. It's already into the panhandle, and you kind of see where the showers are. Most of those showers have kind of pushed out to sea. The bigger deal, the bigger opportunity for a couple of showers. And again, it's not that huge of a chance for showers today, but it's going to be right along that front a little bit later on. But there is the Arctic front itself, right through already Pensacola and into Tallahassee on its way towards Jacksonville and eventually to Orlando. Now, here's what that front is doing. Where it says temperatures, look just to the upper left of that T, that big bright pink. That is the core of this next Arctic air mass, and that's what's going to be here by Sunday morning. Notice already in Little Rock behind the front, we're at the freezing mark. We're at 30 in Dallas, 30 degrees in Nashville, and then some of the relatively speaking warmth still hanging on in Florida. But again, that leading edge of the cooler air is just blasting through Pensacola. So you are going to see that temperature likely come down significantly if we were to check up on this in an hour. So this is what Bridget was alluding to, this temperature roller coaster that we've been on, where one day it's literally pushing 80, the next day we're struggling to get out of the 50s. Same kind of deal with this front coming through tonight. We're back to the mid 40s overnight. So it's going to be cold tomorrow morning, but the coldest day is going to be Sunday morning, or at least the coldest morning. Highs tomorrow are going to struggle only to the mid 50s. At least we're going to be pushing 60 by Sunday afternoon, but still pretty chilly. And then there you go. The rebound starts on Monday. Now, to kind of look ahead, after we break this down, we do have a lot of warmth coming down the pipeline beyond like Tuesday or Wednesday, middle to late next week. The blowtorch comes back to Florida. So here's the deal, kind of break it down by like where you're watching from. Like Daytona Beach, we're hanging around 40 degrees tomorrow, where it has that dash. That's what your wind chill is going to be to the right. So again, 44 in Orlando tomorrow. It's going to feel more like 37 tomorrow morning. Leesburg tomorrow, low temperatures are going to fall into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Wind chill is going to be right at the freezing mark. Melbourne, we're going to be back to 49. Our wind chill going to be 42. Now, there's the really, really ugly day on Sunday morning where we have wind chills on a widespread scale in the 20s and 30s. Would not be surprised if we even have a couple of teens pop in, especially for us in Marion County, Northern Lake County, northwest of I-4. So this is some pretty serious cold. This is cold where you want to start thinking about protecting your pipes, mainly for Marion and interior Flagler. That's where we're going to be a couple of notches below freezing overnight, Bridget.
Okay, so that's really concerning. It's such a big seesaw, and I know a lot of people will
Yeah,
say, this is the type of weather that makes people feel sick, because it starts to affect your sinuses, and then it's already cold and flu season,
that's
so
right.
we just got to
Well,
be
you know it,
careful.
Bridget. being out in the sun helps, and that's something that we just not have had a lot of this season. I mean, it's been crazy.
Hmm.
We talked about this in September. Wrote a story for ClickOrlando.com that this winter was going to be different. I mean, this is the place where people come to. You know it,
Right. Hmm.
and
Even this
and
time of
people are
year.
coming here
Hmm.
like, what's going on? Where's the sun? And
Right.
it's been the not so sunshine state lately.
Yeah, it's one of those. This is, I know Candace keeps saying, this is the El Nino winter that we're having.
Yes,
So quite
right
interesting
on the
weather.
money on that, for sure, for
All
sure.
right, so we'll get ready to bundle up this weekend then.
And then get ready to bring the shorts out by the end of next week. We
Okay.
maybe back in the low 80s by the end of next week. It's crazy.
Wow. So
Big
open toe
swing coming.
shoes again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's that look? Yeah.
All right, Jonathan. Well, I will see you a little bit later. Thank
Sounds
you.
good, Bridget. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Well, we want to get a check of the roads, and traffic safety expert Trooper Steve has been back and forth from Daytona and has quite some stories to tell. Good morning.
Good morning, Bridget. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're great. We're great. I'm just getting ready for this cold weekend that Jonathan's talking about. Do you have any plans?
No, I'll probably keep it indoors, but
Hmm. You have a
unfortunately, I
fire
have
pit,
to
though,
be
right?
outdoors for. Yeah, I've got a fireplace, I've got a fire pit, on the verge of a unhealthy obsession, I guess. But no,
Hmm.
if anything below 60, I'm lighting a fire. I will be though out. I was just looking up the information for it because I need it
Hmm.
for an
The car
event that's
show?
taking place. Yeah, tomorrow,
Hmm.
Cops and Cars for Kids 2024
Oh, yeah.
put on. It is an amazing event, takes place every year, and it's like Advent Health sponsors Oviedo Police, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Gators Dock. It's huge, and it takes place at the Oviedo Mall. So I'll be
Okay.
bundled up attending that or
That's
hanging out
tomorrow?
inside the truck the whole time. That's tomorrow, yeah, at the
All
Oviedo
right. What
Mall.
time?
I think 10 to 4 tomorrow,
Okay.
10 to 4. So
Nice.
very kid friendly. They've got a whole bunch of stuff out there, food trucks, freebies, all that fun stuff. It's a
Fun.
really cool thing. So as long as it doesn't rain, I'll be out there.
Very nice. Well, at least it's not supposed to be any kind of like, major rain or anything like that. So it should be good.
Yeah,
It's a little
I would be
cool.
canceling right now and at that point leaving the truck here at the studio for the weekend. But yeah, outside of that, I'll take it nice and easy this weekend. I figure we've been go, go, go so much at the beginning of the year. You got to
Hmm.
pick one of those weekends just to chill out, to recoup a little bit.
Are these roads chilling out on this Friday morning?
They're not horrible. We can do that.
Okay.
Right now, if you look here, we were checking this crash out earlier and it's pretty much gone, which is nice. So that was that one rollover crash that we were able to show this morning that response, no response, and then everyone showing up out there, which was really good. So you can see right now things flowing good out in the Volusia County area, Bridget, nice and clear. Even through Orange City, pretty smooth this morning, nice and easy. But Orange, OBT, and Columbia, that's going to be City of Orlando. You got to be careful through there. This should be clear within the next few minutes, but this was a nasty one that really didn't hit our radar until later in the show. They had some lanes blocked along OBT in the city, but I-4, nice and clear. You can see there. Drive times, pretty smooth,
Hmm.
I would say. 22 minutes average, right? Sometimes your area or my area, we live on different sides, and it takes forever to get to the central
Hmm.
zones. Orange Avenue, Pierce, clear. John Young, Whisper Lake, some mild northbound delays out there, and then Point Siena Boulevard and Royal Bay. Out that side of that, just the routine slowdown. I almost said routine attraction, but it could be an attraction if you're from out of town, slowing down in some of this mess out there over by Champions Gate, and then Claremont State Road 50 at Lake Boulevard. Bridget, this morning, about
Hmm.
average Friday for the most part.
Hmm.
I would say, but all this stuff's preventable. People just need to pay attention. Today,
Hmm.
also, we are bringing What the Honk back.
All
What the
right.
Honk back is in the evening shows today. I'm not sure what show it will air in, but
Okay.
today it is back, and you can get used to seeing that on Fridays in the evenings from
Well,
now on.
never a shortage of what the honks. So,
Preach.
well, what are you doing today? Are you going back out to Daytona?
Oh, I'm putting miles on this truck, Bridget.
Hmm.
Yes, back out to Daytona Beach today at Daytona International Speedway. This is day 2 of our shoot. IMSA has really given us access. The International Motorsports Association
Hmm.
have really opened the racetrack up to us to allow us to really take a deep dive into what it takes to keep or to mitigate safety in these races. We know it's dangerous, but they have such amazing equipment and trained individuals. So I've been able to take a really interesting look into this
Hmm.
equipment and to these individuals. And so we are trying to put a two-part story together right before the Daytona 500 next month.
Okay.
And we've got the team out there, Tara Evans, engineer Tyler Noring, and then, of course, photojournalist Jeff Seegers is out there with me. And I'm having a great time. I got to see Brad Pitt's car yesterday, which was really
Yeah.
cool because he's out there filming. Everyone's like, "How do you know this?" And I'm like, "The whole crew has Brad Pitt's name on their polo shirts. Like it's his car." So we're gonna do that, and then, but before that, 8:30 today. Keep it simple. We're gonna talk about passing, what lines mean what, and stuff like that over at clickorlando.com. It'll be a pretty good day, smooth and then hopefully I get home on time today.
All right. If you see Brad Pitt, let me know, okay?
I'm sure I'll be calling you and a few other people that
I
are
want
highly
exclusive
interested, ma'am.
pictures and videos. Thank you.
All right. I'll see what I can do. You have a great
All
Friday.
right. You too. All right. Have fun.
Bye.
All righty. Well, we want to get to a bit of quick news, then we have a quick break, and then we'll be back with more on some of our other content. We have Corey Murray, who is host of Black Men Sundays, and we have Landon MC Reynolds, who is highlighting what's going on within the Loop theme park scoops. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, Ezzy Castro has more on a disturbing discovery inside a commercial airlines flight, a hidden camera phone in a restroom, and it's a very troubling incident that we're getting more details about. Here's Ezzy.
An American Airlines flight attendant was arrested this week. Federal investigators say Estes Carter Thompson III is accused of recording minors over the course of several months inside the plane bathroom. One of the alleged victims, an 11-year-old who was on a flight from Orlando to Charlotte back on August 15th. According to the arrest affidavit, Thompson, quote, closed the door, leaving minor C alone in the lavatory. Minor C then partially undressed. The discovery was made after another family accused Thompson of recording their 14-year-old daughter on a flight from Charlotte to Boston in September. According to investigators, the victim found an iPhone taped to the back of a toilet seat on the flight.
When he came out, he told her, "The seat is broken. We're going to fix it when we get back to Charlotte. Don't worry about it."
Very troubling. So we'll keep you updated on any developments with that case. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our guest for Friday. Back and happy Friday. And we have our Corey Murray with us, host of Black Men Sundays and News 6 photojournalist with us again on this Friday. Happy Friday, Corey. Good, good. We can't hear you quite yet. Is there a switch? Let's see. This happened last time, but we don't know what we fixed it. But is he still there? Do you want me to? Let me go. Okay, Corey, keep trying. We're going to try to get that connection cleared up because right now it's frozen. So keep trying on that. Landon, are you there?
All right. Can you hear me
Hey.
now?
Yes, I hear you.
Ah,
Yes.
Corey's back.
Oh, wait, Corey's back? Okay. All right, Landon, stand by. Stand by, Landon. Okay.
I'll do that.
Stand by. All right, we love it. We love it. Hey, Corey, how are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm trying to figure this mic situation out. You know, I have a sophisticated setup, and I'm like, this is like 2 weeks in a row. So
That's
let's
all
get
right.
right to it.
Yeah,
Let's
tell
get
us
right to it.
what's coming up on this episode of Black Men Sundays.
Yeah, definitely. We have the managing director in national sales of wealth and investment management from Wells Fargo. He's also the first African American to serve on Wells Fargo's advisors operating committee. So, you know, he came on Black Men Sunday. Yes, exactly. I was excited to have him on the
Yeah.
show, but I couldn't wait to get past the intro to get to those
Mm-hmm.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked him, you know, what was your biggest lesson learned coming into the financial industry? Because this brother has over 35 years of financial experience. So, you know, 35 years, we're talking about wars.
Yeah.
We done had the COVID
Yeah.
pandemic, you know,
Lots of ups and downs.
Y2K. Oh, lots of up and down. So I just felt like his experience is a big get for Black Men Sundays. You know, we asked him what was his biggest lesson coming into the financial industry and what can be done to reduce wealth disparities in the Black community, because at the end of the day, there's a wealth gap that, as a brother like myself and other brothers, we're trying to make life sweeter for the next generation. We don't want to keep repeating the
Mm-hmm.
same moves that we've been making. So, some of the questions that I asked him, like, what's the difference in inheritance and the legacy strategy and how
Mm-hmm.
the Black community invests compared to the rest of America? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you, most of my family's from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
When a family member passes away, you just turn the key in. You've been renting that house since
Mm-hmm.
1970, renting that apartment since 1970, but then
Right.
you don't own anything. But then when I look at my family in the South that actually
Mm-hmm.
has homes, here's
Mm-hmm.
what happens. The family member passes away, they disperse the money, but there's no generational wealth being established. So,
Mm-hmm.
I came out the gate, asked him that question. Um, yeah, we're just very excited to have him on the show, because the thing about Black Men Sundays, we're talking about generational wealth, we're talking about financing, we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
business, but I also understand that, there's a lot of disadvantages when it comes to the Black community that contributes to the wealth gap.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked him a lot of those questions. His answers were phenomenal. You must check us out this Sunday. This Sunday. And I must say, I'm very excited to have this guest on the show.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation was phenomenal, and
Yes.
this brother here. Let me just and like one other thing that I want to like let you know about, because I know you probably have a question for me. But one thing I noticed, like when I was looking at his resume, I see this brother's on a lot of boards. As I said, he's the
Mm-hmm.
first African American to serve on Wells Fargo's Advisors Operating Committee, but he's also on other boards and other committees. So for me, I said, for brothers like myself, or for brothers that have a position like yourself, like, what can we do to better help our community?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the significance of joining these boards, joining these committees?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to tune in to see his answers.
I really look forward to that. I can imagine just a wealth of great tips with 35 years of experience, like you said, and seeing all those different cycles in the economy and, all the different things that have happened, socially in our country. So that'll be an interesting perspective to have from him. But I hope that there is some hope in that interview as well.
Yes, definitely. Well, you have to tune in to check it out. The show drops at midnight Eastern Standard Time. It'll be on clickorlando.com/Black Men Sundays before noon. So check us out. If you check us out on all podcast platforms. Happy Friday, Bridget.
Yes, wonderful. Thanks so much, Corey. Looking forward to it. All righty. So Landon MC Reynolds is also standing by, and he produces In the Loop theme park scoops, and you've probably seen it and heard about it. We've talked about it on the shows and here on News 6 Plus. So good morning, Landon. Thanks for finally joining us live on Breakfast with Bridgett.
Good morning.
So you have been working on In the Loop theme park scoops for a few years now. And, just to give people context if they don't know about it, how did it all sort of come to fruition into this, sort of newsletter and product that you're able to put out regularly?
So it started with, I was not only producing a daily newscast, but I was also turning content for clickorlando.com. And that kind of like all the content that I was producing on the website actually turned into the newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
So the newsletter goes out every Friday at 10 a.m. So it's some of the big stories that you might have missed, some of the interesting stories, and some like unique stories that you might not see on TV. So
And
that's
you're
how it
working
started.
on some stuff for this week. It comes out today.
Yes. So at 10 a.m., we'll have a story that'll come out. There's actually a story today. If you didn't know, today is actually National Popcorn Day.
Oh,
So be sure and head to your local movie theater or head to the theme parks.
you don't
So
have to
last
tell me
week I
twice.
actually, so last week I actually got the chance to meet with Neil Crozier. He is he owns a small business here in Orlando called Popcorn Junkie. And he is actually, his business is thriving because Disney actually helped invest in his business, his small business. And now he's actually at the Magic Kingdom. He started at Hollywood Studios, but he's at all of our all of the Disney's theme parks, and he's actually just got on a cruise line too.
Oh,
So his
wow.
business, he said, is like up 200% thanks to Disney.
Wow.
But actually today for National Popcorn Day, they're rolling out a special flavor, which you just saw them making it. It's the strawberry crunch popcorn.
Oh,
I
wow.
got to try it, and it's so good.
Oh, I'm a sweet and salty. I like sort of like that mix. So I don't know. I need to go and see where can I get this anywhere else besides the parks, or is it just the parks now?
He sells online as well. It's Popcorn Junkie. You can look him up. He has a
Mm.
variety of flavors. His favorite, I asked him, his favorite is the PJ mix, which is like a cheesy, I think he said
Mm.
caramel flavored popcorn. But
Oh,
the article's
yes.
up on clickorlando.com. I just posted it this morning. So,
Yum. I'm going to check that out. And you always have a lot going on. A lot of times when I've talked to you in the past, we can't really get to all of it. So what else is coming up?
some other things that I have in the newsletter this week, I also talked about a special dessert type of treat that you can find at Animal Kingdom.
Hmm.
They just rolled these out. So if you're into like s'mores, for example, another sweet treat. I mean, I went from popcorn to s'mores, but I
I know,
mean, I
I'm
feel
getting
like
hungry.
I know. So I checked out Restaurantosaurus at Animal Kingdom. I love this restaurant so much. It's just so quirky and fun. Like the dinosaur skeletons in there are just they have like little hidden things in there. Like there's two dinosaurs fighting over a cheeseburger. There's a dinosaur with antlers. I just love
Cute.
it. But they actually have all these like fun s'mores style treats that you can find
Mm.
all across the theme park. So I actually checked out the S'moresasaurus shake. They
Mm.
also have a hot cocoa, they have a churro, and they have a s'mores dessert pizza all around the park that you have to go literally find. But with like the cold temperatures, I mean, who wants to
Yeah.
bundle up against, I guess, next to the fire? So I guess a s'mores
Yeah.
treat might serve you right. So you can
I,
find those for a limited time now.
I can't believe all the food items you have to tell me about because you also I noticed there was a king parts of a leftover king cake in here. Is that something
Yeah,
related to you? What's going on?
that's not me, but it's
Okay.
coming up. So Universal is actually getting ready to start their Mardi Gras celebration here on February 3rd. So we got a lot of the details yesterday about some of the big headliners that are coming to this year's event. It's always a big highlight. So these concerts are actually free to anybody that has
Mm.
a general admission ticket to
Oh,
Universal
nice.
Studios Florida. So you can go out there, you can check out their incredible nightly parade that they have going on. You catch hundreds, I guess dozens of beads they toss out. But some of the big headliners on this year's event are like Walker Hayes is the first one they're bringing out DJ Khaled. They're bringing back the All
Wow.
American Rejects. Ava Max and Zed are just a couple of the other ones. There's a long list. Like Queen Latifah is going to be there. I
I
didn't.
love
I
that it's
mean,
included with your ticket and
yeah.
they don't kick you out and make you buy a separate ticket.
Yeah, so that's actually starting February 3rd. Next weekend, they will kick you out if you don't have a ticket, but it's
Oh.
the Rock the Universe
Oh, that's
Christian
separate.
music
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
So that's another event that they have coming up. But I mean, the list goes on. There's so
Beignets.
much to do at Mardi Gras.
Oh,
There's the food, there's the beignets. I mean, it's one of my favorites out there, beside
yeah.
like probably right next to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, yes, you're right. It is one of their premier highlights. So SeaWorld too has some things going on?
So we actually flew over SeaWorld Orlando yesterday to check out some of the stuff. I mean, if you didn't know, they have a new coaster coming. It's called
Wow.
Penguin Trek. It's just the next attraction in their long list of roller coasters that they're adding to the park year after year. I mean, last year they had Pipeline, the surf coaster. This one's actually Penguin Trek, so it's gonna be like a bobsled style coaster that's gonna zip and turn around all different things, all leading to the big grand finale, which will be a big like debut, or like you're gonna stop on the tracks and see their penguin exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
So this is taking over the former attraction that they had there. So they are
Very
making
cool.
progress.
Very
So that
cool.
article was put up yesterday, so you can go check it out.
And very quickly, Legoland.
Legoland is actually starting their Lego
Ninjago.
Ninjago days.
My
Yes.
my son loves
So
it.
that the weekends are starting tomorrow. I'll actually
Okay.
be out there to check out some of the new additions. They have a few shows. They have food. And trying I guess enjoying all the rides and attractions that they have out there. And they actually have a few other small things for some of the smaller kids, like
Mm-hmm.
the Duplo. They have a Duplo experience out there, which is a lot of fun. So
Oh.
Legoland has that going on as well.
Very nice. I took mine out there last year for like spring break time, and they have not stopped talking about it. So that's awesome. So In the Loop theme park scoops, and we can sign up at clickorlando.com/newsletter to always stay in the know, in the loop.
Yep.
All
There you
right,
go.
Landon. Well, I'll see you a little bit later. Thank you for joining us this morning.
All right. See you.
All right. See you soon. That's going to do it for us on this Friday edition. We are out of time, but we'll see you back here Monday at 7:30 for Breakfast with Bridgett. And my right-hand lady, Kathleen Whittingham, is on the road to our sister station in Jacksonville, but she will be joining us on one of the shows next week, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. Take care. Stay warm this weekend. I'll see you at noon.